as a result of the women running the men being their God, because remember, Eve listened to Satan, he became her God, and Adam listened to Eve, she became his God, and God was no longer his God. But Christ came and restored that. Now you can come back to that order. So as a result, in the black family and black people, the woman is the God, and the man cannot go against it. It's like going against God. They can't go against mama or any other woman unless they're totally angry and they're arguing, so they're just like two women arguing, right? It doesn't solve anything. So now that the black woman is God in the black families and the so-called communities, they are getting into politics and all kind of stuff and screwing that up. I was wondering, and I may be wrong about this, but I doubt it. I noticed that in the Democratic Party, all they talk about now are black women. Black women for this office and this position and that. No mention of black men at all in the Democratic Party. All they're talking about is electing black women. And so I'm thinking out loud to myself, black women can't even raise children. Look how screwed up black people are because of the women. How are they going to run a country? And if you really look at all the mess going on in the inner cities now, and the mayors and the police chiefs, and I believe the police chief in Portland or Minnesota ran, right? They ran from the police department and gave it over to the terrorist attackers because the police chief took off. And so I'm thinking the Democratic Party electing all of these black women under this false, phony notion that they are strong. And look how everything going to hell and to heaven. Don't they see? And then I realized the white liberal Democrats are electing these people because they want the votes. They are hoping that they can hang in there and get the power and the votes. But they don't know that these black women, they hate all white people. And then once you put them in there, you go against them, you out of there. They don't. If you don't love one, you love none. So black people don't love white liberal Democrats. So they're putting in these black women, and these black women are putting them out. Because I believe that even though Democrats are godless people, they don't believe in God. The representatives don't, and the voters don't believe in God, those who vote for the Democrat. I think the white liberals, especially old-timers, would not let crime just go out of control and do nothing. But they are afraid to go against the blacks that they have put in office. Because if they tell these black female mayors and police chiefs and others that, no, we can't have that, they're going to call them racist, and they're out of there. So I think that's what's going on. Because normally white people don't create a mess. I'm looking at the mayor of New York. He is out of control, like a weak liberal woman, but he's married to a black woman. If he dare go against her, he's out of there. I believe he said that his daughter said he was a white supremacist or something like that, or white privilege, something dumb. So what I'm thinking, and y'all may know better than me, y'all have degrees, I don't. The reason white liberal Democrats, at least the older ones, are allowing this to happen, they are afraid to go against these blacks that are running the Democratic Party now. The newspapers and things like that, they've hired all these black liberal women, and these black liberal women are evil, and they ain't gonna, you speak out against them, they're gonna get the whites out of the Democratic Party. I believe that's what's going on. Here's a perfect example. Perfect example.
You sent a letter, I have this letter here, that you sent to the president, to Donald Trump, regarding this decision to try to deploy federal troops like the ones that we've seen in Portland into the city of Chicago.
So our democracy is at stake. And I'll be darned if I'm going to let anybody, even if their name is Mr. President, bring those kind of troops to our city and try to take off our residents. That's not going to happen in Chicago. And if they try it, I'm going to use every tool at my disposal to stop them. We've got an unhinged leader of the Fraternal Order of Police who is craven and trying to generate attention. Now, he has asked for that, but reasonable local police officials, including our superintendent, know that this is a dangerous road for us to go down.
Amazing. That's like amazing. I rest my case. Black people are on the earth for destruction, not for the good. That woman needs to be fired immediately. She's proven she doesn't want to end black on black violence, the killing. These people killed. There was a funeral in Chicago, and they done went to the funeral and started shooting up. Who shoot up at a funeral? Aren't you already dead at the funeral? What you shooting for?
I see black people.
This past weekend, there were 63 people shot in Chicago. Black on black. Black, not black on brown, but black on black. 63 people shot. 12 people dead. They dead. 12 people. In Chicago. Violence everywhere in Chicago. This woman don't care. She like it like that. I'm telling you, I'm not wrong when I say, not all, 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 not all. But most black people are created for violence. It's all around you, folks. Why don't y'all say it? Say it loud. If you doubt me, and I could be wrong, look at the cities where black females are running. Hellholes. Crime everywhere. Mama letting everybody out of prison. I wonder if they let the white people out of jail, or they just allowing the black and brown to get out of jail. Mexicans don't want to be hooked up with the blacks. Are they letting the whites out too?
Yes, if they're Antifa, that is.
The white violent ones. Amazing. Joe Biden, the so-called man that's running for president representing the Democratic Party, he is under pressure to pick a black woman. Believe me, even though he and the rest of the whites in the Democratic Party, they want a white woman, but he's under pressure to choose a black woman as a running mate. MSNBC has reported Joe Biden was asked by Joy Reid. What a nasty, awful woman. Nothing about Joy Reid is good. I wouldn't even want to be in the same neighborhood she lives in. She's so wicked and evil. I doubt if you pick anything other than a black female. And it's going to be one of the worst of worst because there are no good choices there. None. Zero. Watch this.
Are you committed to naming a black woman as your vice presidential running mate?
I am not committed to naming any but the people I've named, and among them there are 4 black women. So that decision is underway right now. My administration, I promise you, will look like America, both as from vice president to Supreme Court to cabinet positions to every major position in the White House. It's going to look like America.
Meaning that interpretation is going to look black. And black America look a mess right now in the inner cities. That's not what I want Americans to look like, Joe Biden. And the reason I'm bringing this up, because it's such an amazing thing to ponder. Because you got to, with God's children. He's going to have you in the world, but not of it. But he's going to let you see what's going on. The inside scoop of what's happening, right? Because I've noticed that these white liberals are just going along with the crowd. They're not putting up any fight about it. They're not saying, well, we hired these black women and they want this to be happening, or these black women men. And they want this kind of stuff. They want them out of jail. They want this. So we can't do anything about it because we want to stay in office. We love the power and money more than we love the people. I'm just thinking out loud. But I'm watching the Democratic Party. It's a mess. But the reason it's getting worse, look at this Mexican woman, Cortez. She's a mess. She's as dumb as a doorknob. You look at her eyes, you don't see anything. She tried to figure out what the, how did I get here? But they're putting these women there, and it doesn't work, folks. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. Putting these black women in to get the votes is not going to help the Democratic Party. If you're not already regretting it, you're going to regret it. I'm looking at these different newspapers where these black women have taken over those things, and businesses where black women. I don't know. I guess the white folks are scared of the black women too, so they got to put. There are no black men to put there, just like putting a black woman in positions. So I guess it makes no difference. But it's a mess. And white men, don't go down that road with your women. You're going to end up. This is what you're going to end up like. I'm just saying, it's a spiritual battle. And at least I said it. It's out there. Do what you want with the information. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.